Let's see if we can see. Thanks for coming in. Let's see who else is coming in to join the scope. Nice to have you here. Thanks for jumping in. Dustin, nice to be back. See a few of you coming in. We're going to get to the scope in a moment. Stay there. Yeah. This tripod is a bit loose. Nice to have you back. Thanks for coming in. Roland, nice to have you here too. I'm waiting for a couple of my usual friends to jump in because they're my big cheerleaders and supporters, and they really got my scope move forward easily. So waiting for Evie and for Donna. So bear with me as I invite you and let you all know what I can do. Bring Pretty back, nice to have you here too. Thanks for joining me. If you're here for the first time, by the way, thanks for being here. Please do your duty and do the 4 things. Share this out on Twitter, share it on Periscope, make sure you're following me here on Periscope, and please tap the screen for hearts. Those 4 things makes me a happy man. So, and I'll get to the topic in a moment. This is, thank you Rolo for doing that, and thanks for Pretty back as well, appreciate it. This is Woman Up Wednesday, so ladies, this is for you especially. Men will get value too, because this is really for both sides, but I want to speak to the women primarily. 3 conversations about this came up. One on Facebook, one in person with a friend of mine about an hour ago, and once yesterday, and once this morning with a text with another friend of mine. So it's relevant, it seems. So I'll get to that in a moment. For those who don't know me, my name is Barry Selby, hence my handle is Barry Selby. Hard to figure that out, isn't it? I am a #1 best-selling author, relationship expert, teacher, speaker, guide, and all-round devoted lover doctor, as my friends call me. I am a #1 best-selling author. It's my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's on Amazon. It's also on my website. As Kindle, ebook, and physical book. You can download the ebook right away for $10, $9.99, $9.95, something like that. Or you can buy this with the physical book and get a bargain that way from my site, or you can get the Kindle version from Amazon. All right? So that's the promotion for the book. Done. Get to the topic. Thanks for coming. Welcome here, John. Thanks for joining us. Again, 4 things request. Please make sure you're following me on Periscope if you're not already doing so. Secondly, please share this out on Twitter. Always nice to share on Twitter. My Twitter link doesn't work till late, so it doesn't always go out when it's supposed to. Third one is please to also share this out on Periscope. And 4th thing, make sure you tap on the screen for hearts. I welcome the hearts as well, which I love seeing the hearts, so thank you for those. And I'll get to the topic at hand. I'm still with my 2 friends to show up because they're my 2 regulars who love watching my scopes, but this is earlier than usual. Actually, it's in between. Usually I do either about 3 hours earlier than this, 4 hours earlier than this, or I do this about 3 or 4 hours after this. So I'm right in the middle of this time. So they may not see the scope to the replay, which is fine. So let me get started. The topic as I wrote it, let me see what I wrote, just remember what I said. When you get close, your exes reappear. Any idea what you think that means? I'm curious enough if you have any comments or thoughts on that. I want to sort of teach you, but I also make sure you're on the same page and you understand what it is. Any thoughts, any ideas? Bamadillo, nice to have you here. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. All the hearts suddenly stopped. You guys are thinking about it now, or maybe you're typing. Thanks for coming in, and yes, you're thinking about that one, aren't you, Ro? Again, if you're just joining me, please make sure you do share this out on Twitter, Periscope, and make sure you follow me on Periscope and tap the screen for hearts. Hello from Denmark, nice to have you here. This topic is going to be important. Yes, so please, we'll repeat it. Thank you for asking, Evie. When you start getting close, your exes seem to reappear. That's the title and kind of a question, but it's a little bit, what's what I'm looking for? Disguised, what I was trying to explain. So let me close someone else, yes. Let me pad it out, because I couldn't make it too long in the title, it wouldn't fit. When you start getting close in a new relationship, suddenly it feels like your old experiences start to show up. Is that making more sense? Hopefully it is. Good, yes. Yeah, I thought it might relate to that. So let me explain a couple of things and give you some homework that you can do with this. Sally, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining in. First of all, so I'm realizing I'm sort of sitting halfway down the screen. Let me sit a bit higher. That's a bit better. Happened to you a couple of times. Only 2? It happened to me 3, so I can already one up you on that. This is the piece I want to give you. When you get close, okay, let me explain it this way. I've got the handrail. That's why I was off track. Yes, my friends, my Peridude brothers tell me, it's like whenever I do my scopes, I rub my hands together, which gets me going, which is like gets the spark going, which is kind of like, oh cool, you know. Cindy, nice to have you in my scope. Thanks for joining me. You might be able to relate to this too, since it's for men and women, this topic, even though it's Woman Up Wednesday, my Wednesday scope. It's about the dating life and about when you start getting close to somebody, how your old relationship stuff starts to show up. And I want to explain what it is first, and to explain why it happens, and 3, give you clues on how to resolve it. It's a fun-packed scope we're doing today. And thanks, and if you are here for the first time again, thanks, make sure you're following me. Please share this out on Twitter and on Periscope as well. And tap the screen for hearts, that's my 4 requests. So, when we get into a new relationship, we meet somebody randomly, maybe through a smartphone app, maybe through online dating or somebody you meet in a bar, whatever that is, and you start getting close. What happens is you suddenly start experiencing pangs of the past, these reminiscences of past relationships. And if you do, it's not unusual, so I want to make sure you get this is okay. So don't go, oh my God, it's happening to me. It's like, if it happens, it's okay. Now, here's why. When you meet somebody new, well, let me put it this way. When you end a relationship, and I'm sure some of you have been through that experience more than once, I have myself, we tend, as time goes by, you know, the hearts are stopped, because this is like serious stuff now. So, Robin, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me. When you end a relationship, when you leave a relationship, you tend to take time to heal, like licking your wounds. Basically, currently going through that now. Well, hopefully this will help you, Ro. You're going through the separation anxiety. All those things you enjoyed that were there are being missed. They're being mourned because it's like a grieving process. At the same time, you're also glad all the things that you didn't like have gone away, because you've moved away from the relationship. It's all good, well and good. The thing that happens, though, for us human beings, men and women, so it's not just for women, but I want to make sure you get this for ladies in particular, is that sometime down the road, hopefully more than a few weeks, but you know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year or two goes by, and you meet someone else, and you start dating them, and the intimacy starts to build, and you start to get closer. And that's when all this shit happens. Because what happens is, when you get closer, you open your heart, become more loving, more connected, and the walls start coming down. What walls? The walls you have that protect yourself from your past hurts and pains. So, as the walls come down, the hurt in you and your partner from past relationships that didn't get resolved, that was buried from grieving, from wound band-aiding, I've got it that way, somebody should be putting it, become revealed. And all that stuff shows up. I was talking with a client this morning about this. Actually, there's a couple of times this conversation about her and the guy she's dating, because they're getting more intimate, more close, getting connected. And in fact, I was talking to somebody about this together. This is actually not more than one person. Sorry, let me clarify, back it up a second. 3 different conversations I've had with 3 different women. It's happened with their men at the same time. They're all in different stages of their dating process, and this is happening again for all of them. In this case, it's the man. Actually, I'm just thinking all 3 of them. Man. No, actually, it's two of the men and 1 of the women in these relationships. I'm starting to pull back, to shut down. They're becoming uncertain, becoming a little bit nervous, in fact. Because what's happening is they're not consciously aware of the fact that their subconscious burial of their past hurts is being awoken. It wasn't healed. After last relationships, 99% of the population, after relationships, don't go to a therapist or to a counselor or to a love doctor to heal their past hurts. They just let them fade away. They may consciously bury them with a band-aid or 2 through distraction, through other adventures, through changing their life to something different, getting out of the house, go running. That's not healing. That's changing the focus. If you heal them, they're done, they're gone. If you don't, if you do something else to pass the time, to fill your days with some new adventure, which is nice, all you've done is put those painful memories into a safe. And the combination of that safe is a new relationship. It's making sense. Donna, there you are. I was waiting for one of you guys to show up. You and Evie, the two my two favorites, because you like blasting and sharing and stuff. So thank you. So I'll recap this in a moment so you get the context that you just got here. But I want to make sure this lands, because those of you watching, I hope this resonates for you, because it's not a pretty piece of the picture, but it's an important piece of the picture if you want to have a healthy relationship. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate that. See, the 4 things I said. Make sure you follow me, share on Twitter, share on Periscope, and tap the screen for hearts. Right on it. Thank you. It's such a vital piece. But again, 99% of the population don't do this. When they end a relationship, either as the wounded or the wounder, they will move on to a new relationship after simply burying it or spending time to let time heals their wounds. Baloney. It doesn't. What it does is it softens the pain because you'll get numb to it. So past relationships don't go away in your heart, in your consciousness, until you consciously, hey Michelle, nice to have you here, thanks for joining, until you consciously do the work. And this is the thing, so when you get to new love, as I mentioned, we get to a new relationship, meet somebody new, and the intimacy grows and the walls start coming down, the pain of the past shows up. So, hi Michelle, nice to have you here, thank you for joining me. And this is where the rubber meets the road, as it were. In fact, this is where the pain shows up, and you're wondering, why is it I'm getting scared of this new relationship? Why are you getting afraid of this new love? Because it isn't them. It never is. It's you. And what I mean is, it's your past hurts being resurfaced to look at, because those past pains, and say this, those past pains were never healed. They were simply numbed out inside, covered with band-aids, or somehow, what's what I'm looking for? Painted over. You know how, as an example, using paint, just came up with an idea. You know how sometimes you paint something, like someone spray painted a car, but you see the other paint color through it, and the paint starts to peel and you see the other color underneath? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I want to double check you're watching, because I know you guys are watching my scope, but I want to make sure you actually do get value. You know what that looks like? You know, we see paint peeling, there's other paint below it, or like you go to see a car, and you notice suddenly you look under the door, you notice that along the seams the color's different. Or you watch someone painted a house, they didn't put a proper primer undercoat on, and the top coat goes on top of the old coat, and it starts to show through. You know what I mean? Well, thank you. I want to make sure somebody saw this, because you're watching, but I only see Donna's hearts. Because it's that color, I can see the color, by the way. So make sure you're all getting value from this, because my scope says it to intentionally give you value and something you can live and change your life with. So, just saying this is for you, not for me, for you. I know this stuff, sort of. All the analogies come out of the blue, so that's not my knowledge, that's coming down from somewhere else. But when I'm teaching you stuff I've learned, and I want you to have this as my gift to you, but also as my reminder to you that you can have more love, more joy, more fulfillment, and wholesome relationships. A scab that heals then gets ripped off and salt put in. That's a pretty extreme way of putting it, but it's not far off the truth, because it doesn't actually heal. Not to be gross, so of course not, Michelle, not to be gross. But to reiterate, like the paint that has been put on top of a different color that you still see the other color through, that's what happens when you don't heal your past relationship wounds. Or you numb to it, or you move on, you put a band-aid over it by doing other things, living another venture. When you get into a new relationship, a new love, a new experience, thank you, Evie, yes it is. When you get into that new romance, as the intimacy grows and the love connects you, the walls start coming down, and the wall is what separates your past hurts from your present love. That's the only reason the walls are there. Otherwise you walk around and totally shit comes up, exactly. Because if you're walking around and finding new love, you wouldn't be having walls. You'd be open to love all the time. Because you wouldn't have the wounds or the fear of the wounds stopping you from loving. You could be more loving every day. Not just romantically, but everywhere, if you didn't have those wounds cover up your heart. So that's the crux of the matter. That's the key of this, is that if you wish to change your path of romance and love in future relationships, carrying the past wounds into them isn't helping. Carrying those wounds automatically, because you don't have any control over them unless you do subconscious work, will keep happening. That's one reason why I don't define myself as a coach. I mean, I call myself a love doctor because people ask me that. They call me that. But truthfully, what I am is a guide. Because I do help you clarify what you want to attract in a relationship and what you really want to vision on. But a large part of my work has to be. So you can't beat all the dogs when one craps on the floor. It's an interesting analogy. I'm not sure if I see it the same way as that. That doesn't really relate to this context. I mean, there's some meaning in there somewhere, but I'm not sure what you mean exactly by that. But the thing with this discovery is you have to. Let me back it this way. If you don't want to keep repeating the same pattern again, if you don't want to have the same experience in a relationship, or have the fear show up that you're scared of and then be unwilling to date the person, you want to run away and hide. If you do that, you're going to keep having the same pattern again. And so in the experience of what I talked to my 3 different clients, well, one client and two friends of mine over the last 2 days, same experience with their partners. Their partner seems to be backing away, getting cold feet. And it's not because of them. Thank you, Donna. That's been throw up some hearts, that is, by the way, not throw up arrows, throw up some hearts. So what the experience that all 3 of them had is their partners, in case 2 women, their male partners are getting scared, or should say, cooling off. They're not showing fear, they're just backing off. But in one case, this guy, his girlfriend, doing the same thing. They're getting closer, and they're getting more nervous. So you have to go and watch the replay. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you come back. Thank you, Ro, for checking in and coming off the replay. Yes, there's a bit more coming. We got the essence of this anyway. I did cover this in 99% of it, so you've got the information now. But thanks for watching. So here's the deal. In this experience, in all 3 I witnessed, the people talking to me about their partners were all saying the same thing. Their partner was backing off. And they weren't backing off because they didn't like them. So that's the whole mistake. It's not about them not liking their new partner. It's the fact that old partnerships are showing up in their face because they're not healed. The wounds are still there. So my message to you, if you're watching this and you've had that experience once or twice or 17 times, is your best option, especially if you're single, but if you're in a new relationship, it's worth doing this too, is to get some guidance. Whether it's through a therapist, a counselor, or as I mentioned before, the love doctor, I can help with that too. It's something you would want to do so that you can move forward into life without the past baggage, that past emotional suitcase full of stuff, blocking your chance to love properly. You're welcome. Glad you like it, sweet pea. You know, this is the thing that's for me it's so obvious because I've seen it so many times, but it's not very overt because people look at the fairy tale and say, I'm going to have the perfect relationship. But the problem is you and your partner are bringing together your last 17 relationships with it, so you've got 34 relationships trying to mix together. That's not perfect love. That's not fairy tale. That's nightmare. So my passion is helping my clients stop having the nightmare so they can have the fairy tale. That's kind of poetic. I like that. That's kind of good. But it's that simple. It's to have the willingness, have the foresight, insight, and consciousness to say, you know what? I don't want to carry this baggage anymore. I want to have a new relationship, clean slate, start over with absolutely willingness to jump in with both feet, open heart, and see where it goes. If you all had that, it will change the planet. But it's not easy, necessarily. Donna's ahead of me. She's so far ahead of me. I love this. Thank you, Donna. If you want to find out more about how I can help you with that, that was the URL, the website link that Donna just put up, which is awesome. Book a session with me. 30-minute free conversation. Doesn't cost you anything. It's my time, my gift to you. A 30-minute conversation to see where you are, see what you're looking for, and see if we want to work together. Because I'm not saying that you should be my client. I should be your coach. I don't have room for everybody. I can only work with about 5 to 10 people at a time, period, because it's a 3-month commitment. That takes time. And secondly, certain people work better with certain people. You might not be my perfect. I might not be a perfect guide, and you may not be my perfect client. So I feel like you just helped you discover new planets. Well, sweet pea, Joe, I'm glad that I gave you the option to see that. If that's a good thing, obviously that's a good thing. But yeah, that's my work. So that's what I want to start with today. And truth is that you can do this yourself. Get some good books, do some study, do some research, or better yet, just find someone who knows how to do this properly. Hello, and I can help you. I do work with clients overseas by Skype and in the USA by phone or by Skype or FaceTime even. So wherever you are, I can help you. There you go. Even with time zone differences, I've managed to work that out. So that's the lesson, the teaching, the insight, hopefully the kick in the pants to get you moving, so you can choose love a better way. All right? That's an epiphany for you? Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Glad I could support you. And again, this is not easy work, but it's so worthwhile. When you have healed this stuff and when you move forward into the relationship you really desire, you will never know the difference. What Hang on, you will never have the old experience again, and you will love the new. You can say this. Thank you, Michelle. When you have a new relationship, this new model, this new paradigm, it will change your life completely, and you'll love like you never loved before. It's pretty amazing. And that's why I love doing this. I mean, if I can help you have that experience, I'm filled up with it too. So I love that. Too much pain, don't want to know another thing about that relationship, going through a breakup again. Oh yeah, the way it's been a good book. Well, again, if you get stuck in that, you want to heal it so you don't have that pain anymore, because you don't have to carry the pain forever. It's not your requirement. It's not a rule, it's not a judgment, it's not a piece you have to do. It's something that I can help you with. But you've got to be willing to reach out. See, you reach out, I'll help you. If you don't reach out, I won't know who you are. I can help you. I mean, I'm being simplistic about it, but it's the truth. People have to come out. People tell me they're going to reach out to me, they never do. I will not help somebody who doesn't reach out to me. I won't go looking for you. If you want help, you've got to take the first step. Reach out, do my site, and thank you, Donna, for putting it up, and I'll put up the visual aid again. And I move the page again. Where is it? Yeah. I beat Donna. Yes, I beat Donna this time. That's the link. barryselby.com/consult. You were busy tapping the screen. I know you weren't typing, you were tapping. That's the link if you want to get a discovery session. So if you're going through a breakup, you want to change that paradigm and stop repeating that pattern again. And if you're aware that you want to change the pattern, which is key, then take the step to ask for help. You know, it's not required that you suffer. It's not required that you repeat the pain again and again and again. I've been there, done that, didn't get the t-shirt, wasn't any fun. You don't have to do it. So that's my message, and herein it the lesson. I think that gives you what you need. So any questions, any thoughts? I'm just to make sure I've got everything out. I've said it a couple of times, different ways, different times, and I think I've given you the right homework, which maybe just book a session with me. I'm not saying it's the only homework, but to be consciously aware that when you're single, especially, and after a breakup, what the patterns are you running so you don't keep running them again. So where do you start to heal? Where? You start where you are, to be really simplistic. It starts with the first conversation. If you take the step to reach out, that's where you start. There is no perfect place. The only imperfect place is not doing it. So you start where you are. Does that answer your question, Michelle? I guess it's kind of simplistic. After a breakup, is it better to be single for a long time before another relationship? That depends. If you're not going to do any work, yes, the longer the better. I'm being serious about this. Because a lot of people rebound this relationship to cover up the wounds with a new relationship, and that never works. It will just mask the pain of the first relationship. Not good. If you get help, and my coaching is 3-month commitment, in 4 months you could be dating healthily again. That's the truth. Could be. I'm not saying it will be, but you could be. So time-wise, if it's something that you want to rush into a new relationship, I'd hold off. So I would take the time. So yeah, butterfly. So I see handles. Cindy, take the time to take care of yourself. It's not about licking your wounds, it's about healing the wounds. And that's my work with my clients, part of my work with my clients. I'm called the Love Doctor for a reason. I do heart rebuilding, not surgery is the wrong word, but my coaching is about heart work. In fact, I don't give homework assignments, I give heart work assignments. That's it's not trademark, but it's my brand. Reconstruction. In a way, yeah, it is. It's deconstructing the old patterns and rebuilding a new model, which works. So I think that's it. Any other questions, any thoughts? What can help PTSD? Depends. I can help with that to a degree, but it depends if what sort of PTSD you're talking about. There are certain people who specialize in that. I'm not one of those, but I do help clients who have dealt with things that are similar to that. But I'm not a therapist, so it's not my strength necessarily. But I do work with healing of memories, of rebuilding trust with self, also with rewriting your history, which can help with PTSD to a degree, but extreme PTSD cases, I don't touch. It's not my strength, and the can of worms that can open up is something I recommend somebody who's really skilled in that should teach. So I hope that answers your question to a degree. Because I don't take on every client. As again, I have a consult with clients to see, first of all, if they want to work with me, but also if I want to work with them. Because some cases it's not a good match. And that's when I know that it's time to move on. Okay? You're welcome, Michelle. Any other questions, any other thoughts? Oh, absolutely. It's part of my work, and it's part of my mission, passion, service to educate and inspire. And this is one of those. So you're welcome. Any other thoughts, questions before I sign off? This was actually well, I'm not sure how long we ran, probably about half an hour. It was a good scope, but it was really more about getting this message out because it came up 3 times in conversations. So I knew it was Spirit, Universe telling me, talk about this on scope. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it, Michelle. My pleasure. No, we've been doing email back and forth, but you haven't told me that in the email, but I'm glad you like me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Michelle. And again, I want to support you too, so be willing to, if you want to reach out, let me know. Hey, Sam. Just finish up my scope, so you have to watch the replay because I'm done talking about this topic now. I'm just answering any last-minute questions before I hang up. But the replay is good. There's good content. Just a couple of good little analogies in there as well. So go back and watch the replay. You'll enjoy it. Any other questions, thoughts, by the way? No problem. Any other thoughts, questions in this scope before I hang up? Hang up. Before I sign off. It's not a phone call. It's a scope. Before I sign off. Any other quotes? Any thoughts? No? I think it's all quiet now. Thank you for all the love and the hearts. Thank you, Donna, as always, for joining my scopes. I always love your energy in the scope. You bring great hearts, messages, and sharing and all that stuff. So I appreciate you for being in my scopes. And it also brings you out the perigos, which is nice too. Guys, just a quick plug for this, by the way, since I'm on the scope. Gentlemen, if you are a periscoper and you want to join a group of amazing men, come join Peridudes. It's a group of guys who are growing and birthing it. Thank you, Donna, of course, and you can put that up. Peridudes.com will take you to the Facebook group. We are the brother organization to the Perigoals. And ladies are in the Perigoals, and a bunch of them are in this scope. Perigoals is the biggest group. There you go. Perfect. Donna, you got this down. So gents, if you want to join us, come join us. And the Perigoals is for the ladies. And that group is the biggest live stream group on the planet. 10,000 women. Amazing. And the men group is going to grow slowly, but it's going to grow. And I think we'll accelerate pretty quickly. We've got 140, 150 men in there right now, and we're going to keep blowing it up and make it big. So come join us and check us out. All right? So that's the commercial for this scope. And again, just one quick plug away. This is my book. If you want to find out my book, barryselby.com is my website. 50 Ways to Love Your Love is my book. Available physical, Kindle, and you did it again. You beat me to it, woman. I was going to say, the ebook is available on the site. So that link there, barryselby.com/book, is the link to read about my book. It has the link for the ebook you can get straight away. She is so on it. I know. I love Donna for that. You can buy the book, download it immediately tonight, and watch it yourself. Read it while it's a PDF. You can read it tonight, or you can get the link to the Kindle on Amazon. You can buy the book on my site or on Amazon, either way. All right. So I think I'm done. Thank you, ladies. Michelle and Donna especially, I love you guys being here. Thank you for being on the scope. Thanks for everybody else who came and watched, shared, and interacted. If you're missing the scope, which you're watching the replay, thanks for watching the replay. And if you just joined me, please go back and watch the replay. There's some good shit in there. And I'll talk to you soon. All right? Take care of yourselves. I'll be back. Bye.